The ascent of Luke Bryan in the country music industry has never been a quiet, subtle, or unintentional one. It has been exciting, heart-pounding, emotional, and well-deserving of the praise. With arena-shaking anthems like the superstar who was born in Georgia has been able to win over the hearts of fans for nearly 20 years. After taking into consideration his cooperation with Florida Georgia Line on the hit song, "This Is How We Roll," it is evident that his artistic influence has had a significant impact on the development of contemporary country music. As of the year 2025, Luke Bryan is not just one of the most well-known names in the genre, but he is also a legitimate entertainment empire. It is his successful songs, big tours, business ventures, and highly appreciated role on American Idol that have earned him a financial legacy that is just as amazing as his career that has been driven by his fans. But there is a long path that lies behind the fame and the money, and it is paved with hard work, unexpected turns, and a resolute soul that has never wandered from his roots. Described below is the history of how Luke Bryan established his kingdom, as well as the current valuation of that kingdom. An untimely beginning, but an early passion. Thomas Luther Bryan was just a young boy from Leesburg, Georgia, while he was growing up in an agricultural village with parents who were fans of traditional country music. This was a long time before he was performing in arenas that were completely filled out and earning millions of dollars. The sounds that would come to define Luke's musical destiny were brought into the Bryan household by their collection, which included works by George Strait, Merle Haggard, and Conway Twitty. Around the age of 14, he received his very first guitar. In the years leading up to his graduation from high school in 1996, he made a concerted effort to practice, performing alongside local musicians and at school functions. His life brought him along the more leisurely road, but music was already ingrained in his bones. In addition to attending Georgia Southern University, Bryan continued to perform live and even self-produced an album while juggling the demands of his secondary education and his part-time jobs. Nashville was his goal, but a terrible accident took his life. Unfortunately, his older brother Chris passed away in a vehicle accident just as he was getting ready to relocate. Bryan stayed at home to provide for his family because he was so overwhelmed, and he believed that Nashville would have to wait. By the time Luke was in his mid-20s, he had finally made the decision to go to Tennessee. He started creating songs for singers such as Billy Currington and Travis Tritt, and he paid his dues in the traditional manner, which consisted of going to honky-tonks for long evenings, performing in front of small crowds, and working non-stop. After witnessing him perform live in 2006, a representative from Capitol Records signed him shortly afterward. 1 year later, his first single, All My Friends Say, became a smash hit, catapulting him into the spotlight on a domestic and international scale. After some time had passed, Bryan pondered on his late beginnings and stated that he would not have realized who he was as an artist from an earlier age. It was necessary for him to go through those years of hardship, self-discovery, and grounding. It helped him develop into a businessman who recognized the importance of putting in a lot of effort, as well as an artist who was able to convey stories that were genuine. In the year 2025, what is Luke Bryan's net worth? The answer is $160 million. In the year 2025, Luke Bryan's net worth is projected to be an astounding $160 million, as indicated by the most recent predictions provided by Celebrity Net Worth. A career that has been maintained through shifting musical eras, new formats, and an unending desire for live performance is reflected in this number, which not only symbolizes the success of blockbuster films, but also the length of the career. The foundation of Luke's riches is not just comprised of royalties. It originates from an empire that spans the following: revenues from tours that are consistently ranked among the highest in the country music industry, a long and successful run on the American Idol competition, investments in real estate that are astute, the credits for songwriting, partnerships in the areas of merchandise and branding. Festivals such as the My Playa musical vacation series are currently being organized. Only a handful of country musicians have been able to diversify their portfolios as much as Bryan has. And very few people have been able to accomplish this, while still retaining such a strong connection to their audience. The ways in which American Idol increased his wealth. As a judge on American Idol, which he has been doing since 2018, Bryan has received a significant increase in his net worth. This is one of the most significant financial increases to his net worth. Initially, viewers were taken aback by his participation on the panel alongside Katy Perry and Lionel Richie. However, they were quickly impressed by how naturally he integrated himself into the show. At Idol, Bryan was known for his real mentorship, as well as his warmth and humor. In addition to his role as a judge, he also served as a supporter of new musicians who were attempting to negotiate the same perilous path that he had traveled in the past. As a result of his participation in the show, Bryan gets supposedly compensated with $12 million annually. Not only has he been able to extend his financial empire with the help of that paycheck, but he has also been able to enhance his position as one of the most powerful voices in contemporary music. During the 2025 season, there was a change in the lineup, with Carrie Underwood taking over for Katy Perry. As a consequence, a formidable country combination emerged, which was immediately accepted by the audience. In addition, Bryan, like he always does, leaned into the delight of witnessing the rise of new careers. He has stated that he takes great pleasure in witnessing emerging artists experiencing the same electric spark that he once felt when his career, at long last, began to take off. Because of this personal connection, American Idol is more than simply a profession. It is a commitment to leave a legacy. His yearly earnings are consistently in the millions for him. For a long time, Luke Bryan has been one of the most successful performers in the country music industry. The scale of his tours, the success of his new music, and his obligations to other television shows all have an impact on his income from one year to the next. On the other hand, one thing has remained the same. He brings in tens of millions of dollars every year. During his most explosive years, he was included in the Celebrity 100 list published by Forbes. In the year 2020, $45.5 million. 2018, $43 million. Idol payments, high-value sponsorship deals, and gigantic touring numbers were the sources of this enormous revenues. Even during years in which he does fewer performances, Luke is able to maintain a strong financial momentum thanks to his many income streams. The machine that tours, $1 million for each concert. Bryan's career as a touring performer is a lucrative and artistically rewarding endeavor. The live performances he puts on have become legendary. They are high-energy events that have the atmosphere of hometown reunions combined with the spectacle of stadiums. Celebrity Net Worth reports that Luke makes $1 million for each performance he does. These figures are subject to change based on the location, the nature of the event, and the format of the festival. Yet, even conservative estimates position him among the most successful touring performers in the industry. Bryan has remarked that touring is more enjoyable and laid back than it has ever been before. The years of expertise that he has under his belt have enabled him to perform with a level of self-assurance that enables him to fully connect with the audience and enjoy the rush of adrenaline. The importance of family cannot be overstated. Bryan frequently takes his wife Caroline and their children on tour, transforming the experience of being away from home into a combination of productive work, joyful moments, and cherished recollections. Transforming $2.5 million into over $13 million with a shrewd real estate flip transaction. Despite the fact that the majority of his followers are familiar with Luke for his music, his real estate choices are just as noteworthy. To the tune of $2.5 million, Bryan made the acquisition of a breathtaking holiday home in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida, in the year 2013. This property was luxury without being excessively large, as it featured 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and stunning vistas that stretched across more than 4,600 square feet of space. In 2022, he put the mansion up for sale with a price tag of $18 million, which isn't out of the ordinary for a high-profile celebrity residence in a thriving coastal market. Nevertheless, luxury residences frequently call for patience. Not until August of 2024 did Luke track out the ideal purchaser for his property. It was $12.95 million that was the ultimate sale price. In spite of the fact that it was sold at a price that was lower than the listing price, Bryan was still able to make a profit of more than $10 million. This is a testament to his sense of timing, the expansion of the market, and his ability to recognize properties that have worth over the long term. Luke and his family currently reside mostly on a farm in Nashville, where he manages to maintain a healthy balance between his celebrity life and his country boy roots. Where the music comes from. The empire. A significant portion of Luke Bryan's financial impact is comprised of more than just album sales and arena performances. Included among his additional means of generating income are the following: creating music and publishing artists. His career as a lyricist began before he became a famous musician. In the present day, such library royalties continue to be profitable, particularly because classic songs continue to be liked. Throw My Playa away. This beachside concert vacation that he takes every year in Mexico has become a must-attend event for country music fans, as it is completely sold out each year and generates millions of dollars. Collaborations with brands. Bryan is connected with brands that are a good fit for his image and lifestyle, and these products range from beverages to outdoor gear. These transactions bring him a large amount of money without watering down his credibility. Marketing and merchandising. The branded gear that Luke sells continues to be one of the most popular sellers in the country music industry, particularly during major tours, presentations on television and in the media. As a result of his charisma, he is frequently invited to appear as a guest on talk shows, specials, and holiday celebrations. There is an increase in both visibility and income with each appearance. The reasons why his wealth is likely to continue expanding. There is no indication that Luke Bryan will slow down in 2025, even though he will be 48 years old. He is still on. A touring artist who is active now. A television personality who receives a big salary. A musician who is still producing music. An investor who is knowledgeable about business. A favorite among the audience. With devoted fans who continue to show their support for performers over the course of decades, country music is one of the most successful genres in the United States in terms of cash generation. Because of this steadiness, Luke's foundation is well established, and his earning potential continues to be considerable. He went from being a rising star to an established icon, and from being a radio darling to a multi-platform tycoon. He has experienced a successful transformation. One thing is certain: a legacy that extends far beyond financial gain. Yes, Luke Bryan's net worth in 2025 is quite amazing, coming in at $160 million. Nevertheless, the numbers do not tell the whole story by themselves. This is what his riches conveys: an occupation that is constructed in a deliberate, slow, and genuine manner. A gentleman who did not rush his skill in any way. A storyteller who draws from their own personal experiences. Someone who acts as a guide and helps mold the next generation. A devoted family man who never lost sight of his true identity. The success that Luke Bryan has achieved is a result of his tenacity, humility, and delight. The same intensity that he brings to the stage, he brings to life as well. He is big-hearted, exciting, and impossible to ignore. In addition, his legacy is still expanding in the year 2025, demonstrating once more that this country superstar is not only successful in the music industry. This man is writing history.